Greetings, my saplings. Alright, so in today's video, we are going to be discussing the Jordan 11 Cool Gray Low. To be more specific, like always in these how to cop guides, we're going to be mentioning some release info, how to cop them, and also, of course, some resale predictions for those of you who are interested in reselling the shoe. Anyway, before we got into the Cool Gray Lows, just briefly, I wanted to give you an update on the Air Max 97 CR7, because like I said, I'm always trying to keep you guys 100% updated, but essentially, they are now available on the Foot Locker app reservation system, and I'm not necessarily telling you this so you could go sign up, because unfortunately, it's too late to sign up. However, if you followed my Twitter, you would have been able to sign up in time. So just if you want to stay updated on all these things, definitely feel free to check out my Twitter. But I'm mostly saying this to illustrate the point that resale should dip a little more than I expected. I said that as more pairs go into circulation, resale is going to dip, obviously. I made it clear that it wasn't going to be too significant. However, now that I know that Foot Locker is also getting them and I saw how many locations are getting them, I'm going to have to say that resale will probably hover around somewhere around $220 to $240, meaning that, hey, with a retail price of $175, you could definitely still make some profit. It's not going to be a lot, and it's not going to be what I expected it to be. So yeah, you can still make a little bit of money. It's just not going to be a lot. Anyway, I just thought I would give you that brief little update, but let's talk about these Jordan 11 Cool Grays. To kick it off with some release info, let's start off back in 2013, where these initially released as a sample. Now we're in 2018, and these were initially scheduled to release on May 26th. However, we are luckily able to get these a little earlier on April 28th, which is right around the corner. Now, the men's sizes will retail for $175. However, we are also getting these in boys' grade school sizes, which will retail for $130, boys' preschool sizes for $75, and toddler sizes for $55. Now, this is important to keep in mind that there are going to be boys' grade school sizes, preschool, and toddler sizes, because that means that stock will probably be pretty decent. Usually when they do a full family size run, that means that they're not going to be too limited. But we're going to go more in depth on resale at the end of the video. As of now though, why don't we talk about how to cop them? Let's talk about how you can get yourself a pair of these Air Jordan 11 Cool Gray Lows. Kick it off. Foot Locker, Foot Action, and Champs will all be doing the reservation systems on the apps. As of now, you can actually go sign up on these apps. All you really have to do is download the app, head on into the app, click on Launch Locator, click on the shoe, which is going to be the Cool Gray 11 Low, of course. Then you go ahead and select whatever stores are in your vicinity. And if no stores pop up that are in your vicinity, type in the zip code for the biggest city that is near you. Then right after that, you simply select your size, and I mentioned this tip in my previous video, but guys, if you only plan on reselling the shoe, which we'll talk about later, but just for the future, if you only plan on reselling shoes, I always advocate going for a size 10 and a 10.5, just because those are the easiest sizes to get. Obviously, they won't resell for the most, but I think that it's better to make at least some money than no money at all, in comparison to either making the most money possible or there being a very high chance of you not making any money at all because you've picked a rare size. Anyway, on all of these reservation systems, essentially you will be granted a 6-minute head start, and don't feel special because this 6-minute head start doesn't actually mean anything, and it's not even by minutes. Not actually sure why they use minutes as their units. But of course, everyone is granted the 6-minute head start. I'm sure it's just there to make you feel special about yourself. But you can acquire more head starts, or I guess more advantages, because it's not really based off of time. But basically, you could get 1 extra minute by simply checking in at each of these stores. For instance, if you have a 6-minute head start at the Foot Locker app, go to your Foot Locker store and check in at a store, turn on your Bluetooth, and if it doesn't work there, just ask an employee for the PIN number, and they will type it in on your phone, and you'll be good to go. Same, of course, goes for the Champs and Foot Action stores. Now, if you have spent $300 or more, I believe it's $225 for the Foot Action app, actually. But basically, with this, you will be getting an extra 3-minute head starts, and obviously, this is the biggest advantage you can get, but you would have had to spend $300 while using this account. Unfortunately, if you weren't using that account and you've spent thousands of dollars at a Foot Locker or a Champs or a Foot Action, it doesn't mean anything. Now, I also wanted to make it very clear that once you get $300, it doesn't really mean that you're set. It doesn't mean that you're good. It's like a loyalty system. So if someone spent $700, they are more likely to get the shoe in comparison to you, who only spent $300 at that store, because it's a loyalty system like I just stated. Now, in addition to these 3 apps, one more app that I would mention that you should definitely check out. It's not on there as of now, as of me recording this video. However, I highly recommend that you download the Kicks USA app, and as we get closer to the release date, they will announce their raffle, at least most likely, and if they don't, they don't. But I do suggest keeping an eye on it. Basically, with this raffle, you can make so many entries, and you can win so many pairs. And all you really have to do is do the +1, +2, +3 jig that we use for emails. So basically, all you're going to have to do for each email address, instead of making a new one, all you have to do is add a +1, a +2, and you can make this go up to like the thousands, like +1001. +1002, right at the end of your email address, right before the @gmail.com. And yes, I do recommend that you use Gmail, just because that's what's worked for me in the past. So basically what's going to happen is the algorithm isn't going to pick up that these are going to the same email account, but yeah, all of these emails are going to your account. So if you happen to take a W, or if you happen to take 20 Ws, they're all going to that one account. You're not going to have to sign in and out of multiple accounts. Now, aside from the Kicks USA raffle, I'm sure there will be other raffles. For instance, End Clothing always does raffles for Jordans. S&S will also do a raffle. Foot District will probably also do a raffle. And of course, I will make an updated guide on how to make multiple entries into each of these raffles, specifically as we get closer to the release date. Also on my Twitter, which is KeithAdam10, I always tweet out the links whenever I can for all these raffles, so it makes it easy for you to do them all at once. Because, you know, I'm not only trying to save you money, guys, but I'm also trying to save you some time, because come on. We all got busy lives in this world. But essentially, there will be plenty more raffles. There will be plenty more first come, first serve releases. So turn on post notifications so you don't miss my updated guide. And if I don't make an updated guide, all my updates will be on my Twitter. Now, another confirmed place that is getting them as well is going to be the Nike Sneakers app and the Nike Sneakers website, of course. So it will be a first come, first serve on the app and website. It will not be a draw, luckily. So just a couple of quick tips for first come, first serves on the Nike Sneakers app. Obviously, I do recommend that you use your app in comparison to using the website, but if you have to use the website, that's fine too. I would advocate that you use Apple Pay if you have the option to do that. So if you could do the face scan with an iPhone 10, or if you have an iPhone 6, you could just type in the passcode, or anything in between, you just have that little touch recognition, which is super useful. Then also go into your settings, make sure your size is already selected so you don't have to select the size and waste any time. Also make sure when you fill out your address, you check the little box that states set this as my default address. And of course, you want to also set your default payment. You could use PayPal or credit card. I always personally recommend using PayPal if you just wanted my opinion. If you wanted me to go more in depth into all these tips, because I kind of just breezed by them, I didn't really give any explanations, check out the video that I just made previously prior to this video, where I went really in depth into the sneakers aspect of it. So as of now, the only confirmed places that are going to be getting them are Foot Action, Foot Locker, Champs, and then of course Nike Sneakers. Now I'm sure, like I stated previously, End Clothing, S&S, all those stores will most likely get them. It's not confirmed yet, so keep a lookout for that updated guide. Turn on post notifications so you don't miss out on it. But with the how to cop portion of the video out of the way, let's talk about some resale predictions. Do I think these shoes will sell out, first of all? Absolutely. Definitely expect these shoes to sell out. So if you really like these shoes, don't sleep on them. Don't even try to wait for that sale. Just get them as soon as you can. Do I think that they will resell? Here's the thing. I do think that they're going to resell. I just don't think that they're going to resell for a notable amount. It's enough to make profit after seller fees, and it's enough to make profit after, say, PayPal fees and like shipping. It's just not a lot. And the reason I say this is because, yes, there's a ton of demand for this shoe. The mids released so long ago, and people are obviously dying to get this colorway back in a low form. But unfortunately, there is a lot of stock. It's not just demand, it's supply and demand, guys. Come on, you already know this. So if you head over to StockX.com and you check out what pre-sale is looking at, even if you go to any Facebook groups and you check out what people are selling pre-orders for it, it's all hovering around 220 to 240 in the common sizes. And if you factor in, say you sell them on StockX, After that 13% fee, or say you sell them on PayPal with the 3% fee, and you also pay for like the $15 shipping wherever your buyer is located, you're honestly only going to be making around $200, meaning that that is still $25 profit. And hey, that's good money, especially if you get multiple pairs. However, this is just pre-sale. There's not a lot of pairs in circulation at all. Once they release, you can expect these prices to drop even more, perhaps even close to retail. Now look, I don't think they're going to drop that much. I just think that they're going to drop a little bit. So you can expect to be able to make some profit. I just don't think it's going to be a lot of profit, if any. Now, what I also did want to mention is, say you happen to buy these and they happen to brick. You're saying, what do I do? Here's what you can do. I suggest holding these shoes because this is an OG colorway in a low form, just like we saw long ago with those Concord lows. Those Concord lows are now currently selling for around $300, and the retail on them was, I think it was $175, just like these. If not, maybe it was $150. So you were definitely able to make tons of profit if you waited a decent amount of time. So I'd say maybe give them 6 months to a year if they happen to brick, and you should be able to still make profit there. But of course, it's up to you. You do whatever you want to do. I don't plan on reselling these because it's honestly not going to be a ton of profit. If I do happen to get multiple pairs, it's only going to be to hook my dad up. It's only going to be to hook a couple of friends up. And honestly, guys, this is a personal cop. I need to rock this shoe. I have loved the cool gray colorway for so long, and I can understand that some of you guys can relate to this, but this is just a beautiful shoe in my opinion. But with that, I am out of here, guys, so feel free to leave a like if you enjoyed the video, if you perhaps learned something. Also, feel free to subscribe and turn on post notifications to stay updated on all these hyped releases. But with that, good luck on this release, and have a fantastic rest of your day.
My way, knocking me over every single day. Get your foot off my foot, Get your foot off my foot, yeah! I should have run the other way. Now there's just one thing to say. Get your foot off my foot, Get your foot off my foot, yeah! Get your foot off my foot.